Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we explore how to use your negative thinking to your advantage. We've been through the ringer this past year, and it's fair to assume that we've all had some dark moments. As an introvert, I have a running monologue in my head all day, constantly analyzing situations and other people's words and actions. I have to manage the floodgates to stop negative thoughts ruling my day. Some days, it's exhausting. I'm still learning as I go. I've struggled with negative thoughts my whole life. Sometimes I've looked enviously at other people who didn't seem to struggle at all. However, it turns out that little voice in our heads is completely natural, whether you're an introvert or not. Some people have just learned to manage it. Quiet the negative inner voice. When our brain senses imminent danger, it triggers the release of stress hormones. Adrenaline and cortisol help keep us safe in an emergency, but we're not running from saber-toothed tigers anymore, and too much of these powerful chemicals can make us ill. Don't get me wrong, at times this little negative voice can actually be good. No, I should not eat that entire packet of biscuits and call it breakfast. That little voice can also keep us motivated toward goals, but sometimes it says things like, I'd never be able to do that, or it's so obvious they all hate me. Are negative thoughts impacting every area of your life? Perhaps those negative thoughts are always there. Perhaps they come and go. Sometimes they're a day ruiner. Sometimes when they get out of control, you begin to realize that they're a life ruiner. Negative thoughts will fester and stop you going for promotions, jobs, friendships, relationships, adventures, and opportunities. They can stunt personal growth, cause us to make bad decisions, and drive us to become the worst versions of ourselves. They can warp our perception of experiences and even cause us physical and mental damage, feeding mood and anxiety disorders. I don't know about you, but the worse I feel, the less likely I am to take positive action. I sink into a pit. My sister Laura is a psychotherapist and told me to start writing down every single negative thought I had as soon as I had them. After a couple of days, I was horrified. It felt like I had no control over my brain, like I was poisoning myself. Negative thoughts can take many forms. The thing about negative thoughts is that they don't usually reflect reality. In the 1960s, U.S. psychiatrist Aaron Beck recognized specific patterns to negative thinking, which he called cognitive distortions or distorted thinking. They're common, entirely normal, and not our fault. Beck's pioneering research formed a central part of his cognitive theory of depression, and later, cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. Since then, researchers have developed his ideas and identified at least 10 common distorted thinking patterns. Below are some examples from my own life. How many sound familiar? 1. Polarized thinking. When I was in high school and thought, if I don't get straight A's, I've essentially failed. 2. Overgeneralization. When I went through breakups and told myself, this always happens, I'll never find anyone. Or when I burn the fish fingers and think, why does nothing ever go right? 3. Mental filtering. When I was a year into having started my own business and filtered out the fact that I'd managed to achieve that, had wonderful clients, great friends, and a supportive partner. 4. Discounting the positive. When I was in a slump last Tuesday and caught myself saying, yes, I might be a decent copywriter, but anybody can learn how to do that. 5. Binge reading. When my partner introduced me to his friends, and I spent the entire journey home thinking, they all hate me. I told that stupid story, and now they all think I'm boring. A couple of hours later, he showed me their group chat, where everyone had been singing my praises. 10 tips to turn those negative thoughts into positive actions. It was only when I was first getting to know my partner, Leo, and he said, it feels really great to be around a positive person all the time, that it hit home. My efforts had turned into habits. Over time, due to the process of neuroplasticity, habitual negative thinking patterns were such a path that they become physical neural traits in your brain. Scientists say that our brains are always looking to make habits because they're always looking for ways to save effort. 1. Start a journal. Acknowledge negative thoughts. Don't try to push them away. You want them resolved, not buried like seeds, ready to rear their ugly heads again. Every day, I record every negative or positive thought, where it happened, why it happened, and who it happened with. It helps me identify triggers and turn negative thoughts around next time. 2. Always ask yourself, what would I say to a friend? We tend to find it easier to be kinder to others than ourselves. There's a simple exercise developed to aid children in reframing cognitive distortions, teaching them to recognize blue thoughts, blaming myself, looking for the bad news, unhappy guessing, and being exaggeratedly negative. 3. Say stop. Becoming aware of your chimp and its patterns takes time. When you spot it, say stop out loud and tell the chimp how to behave. 4. Change negativity to neutrality. It's a lot easier to turn down negativity than switch it off. Ask yourself, is this thought helping or hindering me in my journey to become my best self? If it's hindering, be gentler with your language. For example, change "this is impossible" to "let's try a different approach." Interestingly, when you do this, your brain will come up with answers to your questions. 5. Create an SOS file of positive praise. I compile positive emails and comments from clients and friends to dig out when I'm feeling insecure. Some days it's a lifesaver. I'm always pleasantly surprised at how quickly I bounce back. 6. Breathe. In the words of Mr. Miyagi, when you feel life is out of focus, always return to the basic of life. Breathing. No breath, no life. Every day, I use the 4 to 7-8 breathing technique that Navy SEALs use. You can do it throughout the day for maintenance or as an SOS. It'll quickly get you into a calmer state where you can be more rational. 7. Talk to somebody. Whether it's a therapist, close friend, or colleague, with an understanding of the exact boat you are in. As long as it's someone supportive, who will identify the positives and put any negative thoughts into perspective. 8. Follow a healthy lifestyle. I do 3 10-minute workouts daily. Exercise positively affects mood and reduces stress. I'm also thankful that my dog Colin gets me outside. More oxygen to the brain improves concentration and memory. Exercise can also lower blood pressure and releases chemicals in the brain that help you feel happier and more relaxed. 9. Identify areas to change. Which areas of your life do you most often think negatively about? Perhaps it's work, a relationship, your downtime. Start by focusing on one small area and on how you can approach that in a more positive way. 10. Surround yourself with positive people. Negative people will likely increase your stress levels, make you doubt your abilities, and make it harder to manage negative thinking in healthy ways. Instead, seek supportive people who you can depend on to give grounded advice and feedback. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. We appreciate you being part of our community. Until next time, take care and stay awesome.